Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, we got some sad news coming from the crew member who went missing on that world cruise. We have Holland America trying out a new biofuel in the Norwegian Fjords, one of the most protected areas in the world. And then we have a Carnival cruise ship captain and Carnival Cruise Line issuing a warning to people getting off the cruise ship in Mexico. Today's video is brought to you by private internet access. Well, it might surprise you, but every time somebody asks me what my #1 tip is for people traveling and cruisers, believe it or not, it's to have a VPN. Because a VPN will hide your information, it'll hide your IP address, and it'll protect you from hackers and would-be thieves looking to steal your personal information, and they happen all over the world, especially when you're traveling and logging in places like coffee shops and things like that. You want to protect your information. Nothing can ruin a vacation faster than having your credit cards compromised and your bank accounts compromised. It really can be a complete hassle when you're in a foreign country. So I absolutely, #1 recommendation is have a VPN. Now, why did I choose private internet access as my VPN? Well, first of all, they let me do unlimited devices, not just 1, not 5, not 10, unlimited devices under the exact same plan. Not only that, they have a no-log policy, which means they store none of my personal information, which is exactly what I want. I don't want any of my personal information out there, and that's been proven in court by a third-party audit. So if you'd like to protect your information while traveling and use my #1 tip for cruisers and vacationers alike, why not follow my link down below and get 83% off your subscription plus 4 months free. And again, it is my #1 tip. Always have a VPN running when you're traveling. And thanks again to Private Internet Access for sponsoring this video. So first, an update on the Ambassador Cruise Line employee that went missing when they never showed up for their shift. They did a search. The ship turned around. Remember, it's on a world cruise. The end leg of that world cruise, it was heading, they had to turn around, headed back, started a search. The Coast Guard started to search. Well, unfortunately, they still have not found the missing crew member, and they have called off the search now, as it's been many, many days since this originally happened, and no sign of the missing crew member. Again, condolences to the friends and family of that crew member, as well as the crew members on board and the passengers. Some passengers get really attached to crew members, and of course, crews on cruise ships become a big family in a lot of ways, and this can devastate a lot of people when this happens, so condolences go out to them as well. Next, we have Holland America is trying a new biofuel that is supposed to cut greenhouse emissions by about 86%. Now, they're not just loading up all their engines with it. What they're doing is they're in the Norwegian Fjords right now. It has been certified by Norway as an acceptable fuel and things that they're looking for more environmentally friendly cruise ship seasons and cruise ship like the Rotterdam, which is of course their flagship right now, their newest ship for Holland America. Well, they will be running one of their 4 engines with this biofuel to, it's a long-term test. They're going to run it the whole season, and they're going to check the efficiencies, make sure it doesn't harm the engines as well, and cause, need updated repairs more often or breakdowns. So they're going to monitor this whole system and this biofuel and make sure that it's sustainable, and it will, imagine if you can get all cruise ships running on this biofuel. It will cut back on the older ships that are out there that cannot be converted, without an astronomical expense to, say, LNG. So an 86% reduction in the life cycle of greenhouse gas emissions would be really, really good. So let's hope that this is a successful test and more cruise lines will be able to adopt this for some of their older ships, and the smaller cruise lines that can't afford the LNG ships and things like that can switch over to something along these lines as well, provided there's enough availability once this test goes through. Fingers crossed that this is a really successful test. And finally, I do have a Carnival cruise warning. Now, people were about to get off in Ensenada, Mexico, when they were going to be visiting the port, and the cruise line put out a letter warning passengers when they're getting off of certain activities. Now, normally when a warning goes out, it's usually about, watch out for pickpockets, or watch out for this particular area because of violence, or be on guard, don't flash your money around, don't do this, don't do that. And on this particular one, they're talking about things that can happen in port that aren't run by cruise lines or some other places, private enterprises, if you will, that say run something like tiger petting area, where you can get up close to a tiger cub, not full-size tiger cub, and you can pet the tiger and take pictures with a tiger cub. And they're saying that because of environmental reasons, safety reasons, health reasons, etc., that they are warning passengers to stay away from such enterprises like this, because there are a lot of things that can happen. These animals aren't necessarily taken care of. It's not like Animal Kingdom Lodge, which I just came from, that have full-time vets and environmentalists and lots of room to roam around, and the animals are well taken care of, as opposed to some of these places. They for instance will drug the tigers to keep them docile while people are petting them. And it can be very harmful to these animals, and a lot of people are saying they don't know what happens to these cubs once they get too old to be petted in the future. So yeah, the Carnival captain actually put out this letter on his ship saying, please avoid these areas and keep away from them. And that goes for a lot of other places like restaurants and some places like that. If they're not a popular restaurant, a well-run restaurant that everyone goes to, for instance, then if you go to a smaller place that you don't know, they don't know the conditions, they don't know the cleanliness of the place, they don't know the environment, all the different things that can happen with food. You want to be particularly careful because you may pick something up, a bug of some kind, and next thing you know, you're in your bed and you are sick as a dog. So yeah, keep that in mind as well. So a warning from Carnival about enterprises like tiger cub petting. I didn't even know that was a thing, but apparently it's in Ensenada. People said it was in Cabo. So these may be popping up in a lot of different places. And I can usually look at a place and say, yeah, this doesn't look like a first-class operation like, say, the San Diego Zoo or something like that. This, I don't think, is a place where I want to support the animals going there. As much as I'm in support of people making a living in that, I also want them to do it respectfully of the people and the animals and the wildlife in that area. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think, they're fine. They're fine. The tiger cubs are fine. Let them do what they do. I don't know. I have a little bit of a soft spot for especially baby animals. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.